back to Trusting Her Journey podcast. This is season 2, and we are so excited to be recording again. If you are a new listener, thank you so much for joining our podcast community, family. If you are a returning listener, guest, sister, family member from season 1, thank you so much for staying on this journey with us, loving us, and showing us so much support. You all do not know how much we appreciate it, because this was once a conversation between two people that then turned into this podcast. So we just want to express our gratitude again. Thank you for tuning in. I am Felicia.
And I'm Crystalline. Hey, y'all. Happy to be here, to have this opportunity to be able to share all the things about trusting your journey. Thank you. Just thank you.
Yes. Happy New Year, y'all. We are in 2026. And if you're feeling anything like me, I am so glad 2025 is over. I will hold on to those memories. I will hold on to the joy and the happiness that I felt in 2025. But I am just grateful to be in 2026. And I am looking forward to what it brings. I'm not putting any expectations on it. I'm just looking forward to what 2026 brings. How are you feeling?
Looking forward. Okay. Is that an emotion?
Yeah, we're going to roll with it.
That is how I'm feeling. I am looking forward. I'm thankful for the opportunities to continue to grow. I am that much more resilient. I have experienced a lot of, not necessarily things that I will qualify as like bad, but just a lot of things. I've learned so much more about me as a person, as a woman, that I am glad to be able to carry with me into the new year. So yeah, I'm excited to be going forward.
Yeah, no, I love that you brought that up, because I feel like the last part of this year, so some would say like Q4, I feel like I learned so much about me, just where I'm at in life, what's happening, how I'm feeling. I think I am proud of the fact that I am really tuning into the message and the internal downloads that my body continues to share with me. And it kind of goes into what we're talking about today of letting life be simple. This is probably an episode that many may not expect, because as we enter the new year, a lot of times we are talking about goals, New Year's resolutions, what we want to do, making vision boards, making, I think the latest thing over the past few years, what did I see on TikTok? The bingo cards. And wow, we're not dissing any of that by no means. So please hear us when we say that. We're not dissing those things. It's just, we know that this is the time of the year where we have those conversations, where we try to do those things. And what we're living in our lives right now, what we're trying to live and what we're trying to learn about ourselves more, is like, it is okay to live a simple life. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail. So this is probably not the podcast episode where you will hear, buckle down on your goals, write your goals. Like, we want you to do whatever aligns with you, but that's not how we're starting off season 2, because we know that there is a lot of pressure to reset. There's a lot of pressure to figure things out, a lot of pressure to show up differently just because the date on the calendar changed, the year on the calendar changed. And honestly, a lot of us are entering this year already tired. We're exhausted. So this episode isn't here to motivate you in that way. It's not here to push you forward in a way of overworking or overproducing. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not here to tell you what you should be doing.
I don't like the word should much. I've used it but even using it, it just applies so much pressure
Mm-hmm.
because who said so? Who says I should?
Yeah.
And I definitely am a fan of starting the year out slow. So we wanted to start this podcast season 2 by naming something that's really simple but important. Number one, simple doesn't have to mean small.
Mm.
It can mean sacred. Letting life be simpler isn't like, it doesn't mean you don't have ambition or that you're a quitter, that you're giving up, or that you're settling for less or lowering your standards or any other things that the society would tell us are true. Like if it looks like you're not doing all the things, that doesn't mean that your life doesn't matter or that it's too small. It could be you honoring the sacred space that you are in, and not enough of us do that. And just because you don't record it and put it on social doesn't mean that it don't mean nothing. It don't have to mean anything.
Yeah.
So many of us, because that's the opposite of how we live, choosing this path could be an act of course, faith, courage. It could be one of the most brave things that you could do starting out this year, just to kind of slow down, notice what's happening around you. So if you are listening while also doing something else, that's fine. Just take some notes, come back and listen again. This is not about trying to fix everything. This doesn't mean something's wrong with you or you're doing something bad. We're just offering you a new way to start your year. So let this episode meet you exactly where you are.
Yes, I love that. So even just hearing that, how do you think we could actually, how would you define keeping life simple? Because, you talked about it not being lowering standards or settling. And sometimes people actually hear that when they say, hey, just let life be simple. We go to a space where we're like, so I can't aspire for more. I can't dream for more. And it's like, no, that's not necessarily what we're saying. So how would you define that? How would you say you could actually apply that in practice of choosing to keep life simple?
Personally, for me, the simplicity of life looks like sometimes not adding something new, but just, kind of working the current routine I have, taking out some of the kinks, seeing what I need to do more of, what I need to do less of, what I need to hire somebody else to do for me.
Yeah.
So that's sometimes for me keeping it simple. That may also look like spending less. It may look like sleeping more. It may look like planning a trip with my family because we hadn't had time to do or taken the time to do that. That might look like visiting my parents more or spending time with my siblings a little bit more, or being really intentional about seeing my friends that I had not seen in person in a while or ever.
Yeah.
Instead of, this really big project that I'm taking on. So maybe not taking on a lot of big projects, but keeping it simple by nurturing the relationships that I have. Even in my career, simplicity could look like I'm not going to get a new specialty. I'm not going to advertise for new clients. I'm going to work with the clients that I currently have. I'm going to hone in on the tools that I currently have and maybe work on mastering those and being much more effective as a clinician. It's not me settling. It's not me giving up. It's not me lowering my standards. It's choosing more clarity over the chaos that life can bring if I keep taking on more new things. It actually looks like me mastering the art that is my life in all my different roles, choosing peace over trying to feel like I got to perform in yet another role. And for myself, and I'm hoping that some of the listeners can connect, it might also mean alignment over just like appearing that things are going a certain way. I'm in alignment with what I know, or at least feel like I know God is telling me that I should do.
No, that is real, especially the piece around just alignment over
Mhm.
appearance. Because a lot of times, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, we create these goals, we do these things, we
Mhm.
track all of this movement in our lives because we are trying to have some visible evidence that we are doing the thing.
Yes, because if it looks like you're not doing nothing, then you must not be doing nothing.
Exactly. And you know, we have to be honest and say that a lot of us were taught indirectly or directly that the more that we do, we must be doing something right. So
You're
like
living right, girl. What you mean?
you are faithful. Like you are doing what
Yes,
God designed you to do.
yes.
You are doing what you were placed on this earth to do.
Hmm.
And I feel like because of that, we often want to overcomplicate our lives. So we're
Hmm.
doing a lot just to feel like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm faithful. I'm honoring my assignment.
Right.
I'm showing
Exactly.
up. And you
Yeah.
know that subconsciously, a lot of us feel like if we keep life simple, or if we don't add anything new, if we don't add new goals, if we don't add anything to our routine, then that means, we're not lazy. Like if we do those things, we're lazy. If we keep
Yeah.
life simple, we feel as if we're lazy. So the
Hmm.
more that we do, the more that we feel like we are disciplined or we
Yeah.
have
Walking in
motivation.
obedience.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. But when you look at Jesus' time here on earth, that is not how he lived. He didn't heal everybody.
Hmm.
He was not available all the time. He actually took time away to rest or to retreat. He regularly did that. Even when people wanted more from you, if he's on earth healing people and you got a family member, a loved one who is struggling, you're gonna be like, all right, where he at? We going to wherever he is. We're gonna
Yeah.
stand in the longest of lines. And he just could not, right? And he just couldn't be present all the time for everybody. That tells me that rest, having limits, boundaries,
Hmm.
that doesn't mean you don't have faith. That is all a part of the experience. It's all a part of knowing that, recognizing that if I don't take time away, if I don't just sit and be present in the life that I do have right now and take care of what I've been trusted with, then well, the consequences for some may be dire. So we have to really be intentional about even following that example. If y'all don't want to listen to us,
Yeah.
consider that the example that Jesus set for us. Everyone cannot have access to all of you all of the time.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay.
Felicia, where do you think that comes from, right? Because I know it's common. I know that some people are listening and they're like, well, but this is just how I am. This is how it's always been. Where do you think the idea of doing more means that you're doing it right?
Mm, that comes from, I feel like it can come from so many different places. Culturally, we have
Mm-hmm.
always been taught that, we have to do more to prove that we're worthy. We have to do more to prove that we deserve to be in this space. We have to do more. I think even when we think about it from a spiritual context, a lot of people often say like, you aren't stewarding the gifts that God gave you.
Yep.
You aren't doing enough of what you were blessed with. And so it puts this extra push in us like, well, I got to make sure that I show God I'm not mishandling the gifts that
Being faithful.
he
Mm-hmm.
provided for me. I have to make sure that I'm showing up in a way, again, as you mentioned, being faithful. I think as women, we have always been taught through generations that there is no reason for you to sit down. Like you have to complicate your life. You have to complicate your life to support the narrative that women can handle it all.
Yep.
Women can do it all. So because of that, and I would be lying if I didn't say I operated in that same way, like
Me too.
I'm
Me
not
too.
I'm
Yes.
not delivered 100%, but listen, I'm still
Girl.
working on it. But
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth. Like I'm being honest in a space of like we do feel like we have to do these things or we're not getting life right. We're failing. We're not enough. And those are just internal messages that have been passed down from people, from environments, from books. I mean, think about it. We're seeing all of this stuff on social media now. Like in November, people are queuing you up for January
They
or
are. They are.
the winter arc. This is what you should be doing. This is how you should be operating. And it's just additional pressure to get it right,
Mm-hmm.
to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that we are showing up in a way, that people can be proud of, not even what we're proud of, what others can feel proud
Yeah.
or about.
So then tell us then, honestly, the
Mhm.
idea of slowing down and keeping things simple, does that help you feel calm or does that make you uncomfortable?
A little bit of both, honestly. I would say I don't want to say 50-50, but I'll say like 40%. I'm like, okay, that feels I can do that. Like I can actually slow down and keep life simple. The other 60%, I'm like, okay, so then what does that look like? In
Mm-hmm.
what areas do you want me to keep life simple? So,
Right.
it's still the moment of just like, I feel uncomfortable, but I also feel a sense of relief in myself saying
Mm-hmm.
like, it is okay to make things simple. Like you're placing unrealistic expectations on yourself to keep moving at this pace for the next amount of years that you are entitled to live on this earth, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to keep moving at the pace that I have been in previous years. So I'm uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean that I'm willing to not keep it simple just because I'm
Okay.
uncomfortable.
You're still
What
willing to
about you?
try.
Yeah, I'm willing to
Yeah.
try. I don't know
Yeah.
how far I'm gonna make it just yet, but I'm willing to try.
But clarity does feel uncomfortable at first.
hmm
So I think like when we have a lot of goals, a lot of expectations, a lot of the shoulds that I already said I don't like, all
Yeah.
of this negotiating with yourself. Should I do this? Should I start this business? Should I end this relationship? Should I save this amount of money? All of the things. That's what's happening to us internally. It happens to all of us. It's natural. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with us.
Yeah.
So we hesitate. And hesitation doesn't have to be bad though.
Mm-mm.
So maybe I say pause
Yeah.
so that you can have more clarity about the next thing that you start, or it's just so that you can enjoy this part. And enjoying a part of your life doesn't have to mean like you having a big celebration,
hmm
but you also don't want to miss it. You don't want to just go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And you didn't take time to let the things that when we talked about this before in season 1, right?
Yeah.
The new things that you learned or even the experiences that you had, you don't want to move on to the next thing so quickly that you can't embrace it. I know last year y'all went to Disney, right?
Yes.
What if you had spent the whole time trying to record the entire experience? No, this is no offense against people who record their experiences for socials. It's not, I'm talking about y'all.
hmm
But I mean, those of us who struggle with actually being present because you want to capture all the memories.
Yeah.
What if you would have missed it?
Yeah. No, that is so true. And it even goes back to at first bringing up the whole Disney part. I was feeling very stressed out and anxious around like, okay, this is her first trip to Disney. This is a milestone birthday for her.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that we do this. I want to make sure, I kept thinking like, let me create this jam-packed schedule so we could really soak in everything. But when I got there, like, yes, we did a lot of the things that we wanted to do. And those simple moments, watching her, like I go back and I watch this video on my phone where she was like eating pizza and watching this performance, the excitement, the happiness. It was just like, sometimes simple is okay.
Yep.
I do not have to go over the top or create this production or this, elaborate plan.
Yeah.
it's okay. And just because I didn't plan the way that other people plan, or I didn't sit
Hmm.
down and write out all these goals and all of these things, I'm still good. I didn't do anything wrong in that experience because she still talks about it. So it
No,
was uncomfortable for me to release not planning things and not having a set agenda. It was uncomfortable, but it was also like, I did not fail at all by easing up and keeping things simple. I think I
right.
actually made this so much better.
You did. So clarity comes sometimes before. It's uncomfortable at first, but now you feel free. You have this
Hmm.
type of freedom that you cannot put a price tag on.
Yeah.
So what I guess what I'm hoping that the listeners are taking from this, when I say clarity often feels uncomfortable before it feels freeing, if you know that there's a part of your life where you keep showing up and you're trying to control every little detail, every moment, you just might miss it. You might miss what it is you were supposed to receive through that experience or through the encounter that you may be having with a person or a situation. And I think for a lot of us, once we can recognize that, and we
Hmm.
can simplify our lives, this year will
Hmm.
be so much more better. Christmas time, we wore our same pajamas that we wore
Mm,
last Christmas.
yeah. No shame in that
I
at
put the
all.
phone on the tripod in front of the tree and we
Mm.
took a photo. The same pajamas. And guess who can? It's okay that the picture from 2026, 2025 Christmas will look like 2024 Christmas.
Yeah.
That's okay that they're
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. No, that is so real. And less
Okay.
pressure. Girl, I need to take that advice because I be doing a lot with these Christmas pictures. And I know my family be like, girl, sit down.
Well, and so that's the thing. So if your family is on board and it's something that you enjoy doing to create memories
Hmm.
and all the
Hmm.
things, by all means, do a
Yeah.
new photo shoot every year. If it's in your
Yeah.
budget and
Yeah.
it's not adding stress, do
Yeah.
it. But the condition needs to be, why are
Mm.
you doing it?
Yeah. No,
Why?
that
Why is
is
this
true.
important to you? Why?
Yeah. And it's more aligned with you versus, again, alignment over appearance. I think it
That's
goes
exactly right.
back to
Yes.
that.
Yes.
What aligns with you, your family, your values, your schedule, financing, budgeting, all of
Mhm.
that
Yes.
versus what are we seeing online that we're like, we have to do that
Mhm.
because everyone else is taking Christmas
Yes.
photos or they're going on the big vacation.
Hmm.
I like that you kind of tied that back up. So, one thing that I think could be helpful for the listeners, just something to kind of ponder on, think about. Again, you can pause it, pause the episode, think about this and come back to it, or you can write it down if you want to. But what's one thing that keeps taking more out of you than you realize?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I think that's even a question for us to kind of sit with. We have
Yep.
conversations all the time about what we're trying to release or no longer take on, but this is something that is so helpful for you all to think through. Like, what is one thing that keeps taking more out of you than you actually realize? And I feel like this is an interesting reflection question because I know I'm not alone when I say this. You probably pose this question to your clients as well. Like you probably bring this up, like what's one thing that, you no longer align with that you want to release or is taking a
Yeah.
lot out of you.
Yes.
And that brings us to a space of like what we see in the work that we do. A lot of times people come to us and say things like, I feel like I'm lacking discipline. I feel
Oh, yeah.
like I'm lacking motivation. And granted, I know we all sometimes lack a little bit of discipline. I can speak for myself. There are times
Lady,
where,
sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes.
there are times where I lack motivation to
Hmm.
do things in my life, but today we are not having this conversation,
Yeah.
rooted in whether you have enough discipline or motivation. That's a conversation for a different day. We can
Hmm.
talk about that more in a different way. What we're actually talking about is how keeping life simple can actually help your nervous system. We're talking about the
Yeah.
nervous system and how I would say dysregulated it is
Hmm.
when we are choosing chaos, when we are trying to do all of the things, when we are starting the year on 20, when our tank is on E. There's
Right.
nothing left in there, and we're trying to move at a fast pace.
Yeah, because a lot of people, let's be honest, they didn't listen to us when we said at the end of the year, hey, y'all, chill out, slow down, take one thing off your plate, ease into the holiday
Yeah.
season, less is more, all of those,
Hmm.
and I know we're not the only people talking about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that we say it a little louder. When
Hmm.
your body has been under stress for a long time, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, it takes time to move out of that kind of survival mode. And
Hmm.
when you're in survival mode for a long time, your body is not focused on clarity. It's not focused on
Mm-mm.
making no long-term decisions. It's not focused on being less impulsive. It is not focused on any of it's trying to get through. We have to survive this. So yeah, you're gonna be
Literally.
more irritable. And you made whatever your version of crash out is, that's where you likely are. But that's why pushing through things, it doesn't help. It's not helpful to always try to force yourself to push through things. And I'm not saying that resilience isn't important, because the truth is some of us do struggle the way we do because we aren't resilient
Mm-hmm.
or as resilient as we could be. So that's another conversation for another day. What this conversation is, when you are in survival mode, you're going, and your tank is on E, as Felicia mentioned, you can't think clearly when your
Mm-hmm.
body feels like it has to constantly stay on alert. How do you know you're constantly on alert? Well, you may have some ringing in your ears. You may have some pains in your neck or
Mm-hmm.
back or shoulders. You may struggle to sleep. You may have picked up some habits again that you thought you had
Mm-hmm.
set down. You may be more irritable. There's a lot of ways, and we can talk about that too, to know that, okay, yeah, I'm on alert too much. I'm keyed up too much. I'm feeling some type of way, as the young people say,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
slowing down is necessary. It's necessary. It's really important
Yeah.
for us to slow down. It doesn't mean you have to quit. It's just a moment, giving your body a moment to reset. So slowing things down, going at your own pace, slowing down your schedule, your
Mm-hmm.
expectations,
Mm-hmm.
so that your system can get calm enough to see what's really happening, to
Yeah.
notice what's going on. So then once that happens, you can move forward with ease. You can think a little bit more clearly. You'll be less impulsive. You'll be less irrational. You'll be less irritable and frustrated. Your family and friends will thank you or
Yeah.
thank us.
Yeah.
Because once that happens, then things can go forward a little bit more easily. Not because you kept pushing yourself through, but because your body finally felt safe enough to cooperate and do what it was designed to do.
Yes. And that's why, simplicity isn't about just doing less. Ultimately, what we are encouraging you all to do is to reconnect with yourself, to build a connection that is filled with alignment, but is also more attuned with what you want moving forward. You cannot create goals from a space. Well, I'll say you cannot create goals when you are not connected to yourself, because the goals will never align with you. You'll just be
Right.
creating something just to create, to say that you did it. When you slow down and make life simple, you actually take better care of yourself. You clear out some of that brain fog that you're probably showing up with.
Yes. So you can hear from God
So you
so
can
that you
hear,
can set goals for
yes,
yourself and for your family. And yes, yes.
yes.
But sometimes it's too loud, it's too foggy.
It's too foggy. You sleep better.
Yes, you do. Well,
You
you
sleep
sleep.
better. You sleep. Yeah. Your
Hmm.
mind is not moving 1,000 miles per hour. I
Right.
mean, I can even say that learning how to slow down has helped me so much because I no longer have the headaches that I mean, they come every now and then,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
slowing down again, going back to what I said earlier in the conversation, I have learned things about myself and my body that I never paid attention to before.
Yeah. Because you just were
So,
going, going, going.
yes, I was just going, as you mentioned, I was in survival mode, and being in survival mode for a long time is never a good thing. Trust me.
No, it's not sustainable.
It's not. You will crash. You will have the great crash out of 2026 if you don't
Yeah.
slow down.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging you to not just do less, but learn how to reconnect with yourself in a
Mhm.
healthier way that feels more aligned to you.
Yeah. I read it wasn't a statistic. Well, maybe it was, but in the book called Burnout, it's like I think it's actually called Burnout, Burnout, Burnout.
Hmm.
But in the book, the author describes how much pressure our hearts can take literally. And the example she gives is that the amount of pressure that our hearts were created to be able to withstand is like water running from a faucet, just like when you're washing your hands. Not
Mm.
too hard, just mild. However, when we are experiencing chronic stress, that is as if someone is holding a fire hose on your heart. And so, no, not all hypertension is because you eat too many salty foods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's literally only so much your body can take. No, we're not saying there's anything wrong with us or you all listening. That's not what we're saying. And if this sounds scary, I guess in some ways, let this be us like kind of sounding the alarm a little bit. We know that these are ways that our bodies have naturally adapted to respond to the stress that we have been experiencing. Your body has literally been trying to protect you, but it can only do so much.
Just so
We have to
much.
do our part.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do our part. And so when I think about what happens when I talk to women who keep trying. They know something is wrong, like you said, like these headaches,
Mm-hmm.
the muscle aches, the inability to sleep. Like they know something is wrong, but they
Yeah.
keep pushing themselves. So
Yes.
they become disconnected from their bodies,
Mm-hmm.
their needs, and eventually it's like they're not even recognizable. So many times I get clients and they're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't recognize
Yes.
myself. I can't believe I let it go this far. And
Mm-hmm.
they don't collapse all at once, meaning like they're not in the hospital. You're not
Yeah.
visiting these women in the hospital.
Yeah.
And they're not texting you and saying, sis, pray for me.
Yeah.
They're getting it all done from the outside looking in, right? They're showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is over time, they take a little bit longer to reply to the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
They start canceling the lunches. Or when you do talk to them, they're not as patient and everything is a blanket. Oh, I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
And that's because they
Or
just
they can't even identify what they're feeling. So it
know.
does go back to I'm fine, I'm good, because
Mm-hmm,
they cannot actually share
mm-hmm,
what they're feeling. A lot of times what I hear is I feel numb. I don't know
mm-hmm.
what to
Yes.
feel. I don't know what to think.
Yeah. Yeah. So then what do you think is underneath that?
Mm.
Resentment, some sadness. The women in my life who I know struggle and won't say anything about struggling, I can feel the sadness when I talk with them,
Yeah.
the exhaustion,
Yeah.
and some, unfortunately, the despair. I can feel that for them. So the
Yeah.
thing I know to do is to pray. That's the
Yeah.
thing I know to do, that God will give them what they need or send someone, if it's because it
Yeah.
don't have to be me, but to send someone to pour into them to help them to see you need to rest or you
Yeah.
need to go see your doctor and get some written approval to take some days off.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all use your
Listen,
PTO, use
use
your
that PT.
FMLA.
I don't know what
You
y'all holding that PTO for
don't
because
do
a
it
lot
this
of
year.
times you say, I'm going to save this for a vacation later this year, and you never take the
You don't go.
vacation.
Yep.
So listen, I am very big on telling clients, take the
Mhm.
PTO.
Yes.
What long weekend do you have coming up?
Yes.
Take some
Plan it.
extended days off. Like,
Yes.
use the benefits
Yes.
that you have at work. You earn them. They're not giving them to you. You earn them. Take your
Yes.
time off.
Y'all use your
Yeah,
time.
let's
That's
we will be on this topic for forever
girl.
because
Yes.
I mean, we are very passionate about that. Like, actually take time for yourself, take care of yourself. Do not, I'm not going to sound,
Towards your time.
yeah, don't kill yourself for those people. Listen, they're not worth it whatsoever. Take the FMLA, take the PTO, take the short-term disability, whatever you need to
Use it.
do,
Use
use
it.
it.
Yes. Pushing doesn't make us stronger, y'all. Let me be clear. Now, I know you a gym girly, Felicia, right? So I
Mhm.
know in some aspects, yes, pushing yourself does
Yes.
literally make you stronger.
But that's
That
for a
ain't
season, for a
right.
time, not
Right.
all the time. It's not
Right.
heavy lifting every single day, every single week.
Not
It's a
sustainable.
season. Yes.
Yep. Because if you keep pushing yourself beyond what you are capable, over time, the cost is more than you even recognize.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's not worth it. The very people that you say you're doing all the things for, they don't benefit from someone who is constantly overdoing it, not pausing. So yes, simplify your life this year. Decide what you're going to do less of,
Mm-hmm.
and consider, even if you decide to do something, do more of something, let it be more of something that is going to replenish you.
Yes. That is filled with joy.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of times people have more moments of joy in their life than they even
Yeah.
recognize. They miss it. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And we miss a lot. We miss a lot of it because we are busying ourselves with things that are not. They're just
Mhm.
not necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Um, Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. So, as we get ready to wrap up our episode, I want us to kind of slow down for a minute. If you're listening, if it's safe,
Mhm.
kind of let your shoulders drop a little bit, maybe unclench your jaw. I know y'all felt like Felicia and I just read y'all rights. Okay, please still love us. We still love you all.
Yes.
Take a slow breath. Maybe imagine that you're smelling your favorite candle when you take your inhale, and on your exhale, blow out like you're blowing out the dandelion flowers that we used to blow out when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
things to do. Scripture says to be still and know that I am God. This verse is not like a do better or else. It's our invitation to stop striving, stop being on this hamster wheel long enough to recognize who is holding you, who's got your back, who's going to make sure that all of your needs are provided for. If God makes sure the birds have what they want and need,
Mm-hmm.
what more will he do for us, his children? God needs us in this season. Consider, if you don't do nothing else, to release one thing that you know you should put down, or at least ask for help with. If you don't want to put it down totally, ask God, give me what I need, or send who I need to help me to carry this thing. Help me to trust you more, God. Help me to simplify my life. Help me to make a shift in a way that looks like the thing that is coming, because we don't know what the next season is going to be like, but I'm going to have what I need to move into and through this next season. Help me to listen. Help me to not try to rush and fix everything. Y'all, none of us are perfect. That's not even what we are striving for.
Yeah.
But I also know that a lot of us struggle with always looking for something about us to fix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to do that no more.
No, I'm just tired of
Trying to
doing
fix
that.
every,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've already done a lot of hard work. Let some of that marinate for a little
Mhm.
while.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that, Felicia.
Okay. Well, a lot was said, although you said that's all you had to say. That's a lot to sit with, marinate on, and process. Okay. But as you all know, if you are a returning listener, you know we do our fuel for the road ahead. It's just a moment of reflection. If you are new to the podcast, this is something where we provide you all with just like something to reflect on. You can journal it out. You can share your response with us in the comments because you know that we are now on YouTube. So you
Yep.
can watch the full episode on YouTube as well. So drop in the comments a response to your question. But we are going to leave you with 2 questions this week, okay? We wrote out 3, but I'm going to pick one and then I'm going to allow Crystalline to pick the one that she chooses, okay? So again, what am I negotiating with myself about? I really want you to sit down and process what you are negotiating with yourself about. What things, what places, whatever it is, you can identify one. Now listen, if you want to do more, cool, but we're keeping things simple. So let's just choose one thing to focus
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I think I'll go back to what I was mentioning before. What feels heavy, unnecessarily heavy right now?
Mm,
Yeah. What's one thing that feels unnecessarily heavy? And when you give yourself a minute to pause and think about it, you know what it is. It's the thing you're thinking about right now
yeah.
while you're listening to my voice. It's that,
Yeah.
yes, it's that thing. That's the
Yeah.
thing that's heavy. And that's the thing I want to challenge you to pray and ask God to lighten the load a little bit.
hmm
God,
Yeah.
help me to trust you more with this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead.
what we do want to remind you all, please just sit with one question at a time, okay?
Mhm.
When you are processing this, again, we're not looking for you to solve it right away. We just want you to notice what comes up for you. That is
Yes.
it.
And don't judge your
hmm
reaction to
hmm
what we're talking about or
hmm
your response. Judgment would sound like this is what you be telling yourself or saying to yourself. Now you know you should be over that by now. What's wrong
Yep.
with you? Now you
Why
know
you
this
still
is just
talking
like you.
about that?
Yes, why you
Yeah.
still on it? You should. That's judgment,
Yeah.
and it's not even how you would talk to your closest
Your
friend
friend.
or someone you care about. So
No.
talk to yourself. Practice talking to yourself with care, with kindness,
hmm
and regard yourself in a way that looks like, I know that I'm struggling with something and I look forward to when I'm on the other
hmm
side of this.
Yes. All right. So the one small step that we want you all to take with you for this week is we want you to pick a part of your day where you slow your body down on purpose. Catch that, on purpose, okay?
Yeah.
So we want you to take intentional time. We're only asking you for 60 seconds minimum. That's a
One
minute.
minute. 1 minute.
1 minute, okay? That can look like pausing before getting out of the car, breathing before you
Mhm.
respond. You gave us a great example of how we can do a moment of deep breath, of intentional breathing. You can actually stop when your body says stop.
Yeah.
Not, I can go 5 minutes longer. I can stay up another hour. No, we just want you to pick one thing this week. Oh, well, we want you to pick one part of your day. I'm sorry. Take 1 minute and do one of those things. We
Yeah.
provided you with examples. You can choose whichever example aligns with you again, but we just want you to think about 60 seconds out of my day. What is one thing I can do to actually slow my body
Mm.
down?
Yeah. I'm thinking about mine right now.
Girl, you went to a different place. What
I
happened?
sure did. I sure did. Because I want to live
Yeah.
a long time and I
Yeah.
want to enjoy all the parts of my life. I know that stressors are going to come. I know
Mhm.
challenges are going to come, and I want to have what I need to be able to go through those difficult times. So
Yeah.
for now, while things are good, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy slowing things down, simplifying my life.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I love that. And remember, this isn't about being productive and how
Nope.
we're showing up. This is all about, again, regulating our nervous system. And that counts more than any hack you can show up with to feel productive, to feel disciplined, to feel motivated. We're really in a season of regulating our nervous system and stepping outside of survival mode. And that brings us to a space of living a simple life.
Yes, yes. Thank y'all so much for listening. Please share this with somebody you love. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on YouTube, and make sure you visit trustingherjourney.com so that you can get on our email list, because we send some great nuggets out to you all between episodes.
Yes. All right, y'all. We will talk to you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
peace.